Welcome back to the next episode of the series. In this one we are going to look at creating the Steve's Factory Manager Auto Sieve. Now I've already made quite a few of the pieces for this. You can see we've got them made in there. We need the sieve as I don't want to have to make another one just now. You can see I've got some vegetables, some trees, nothing particularly technical, just some basic survival. What I do need, however, is a chest, and noticing that I only have an item valve, I better get some gold so that I can make it a rapid item valve. I've also got a slab furnace in the back so that I don't burn myself. And while that's cooking, we'll make our chest. That's where the dust is going to go. Now our gold is done. We combine that with our normal item valve to get a rapid item valve. I'm not going to go over all the crafting recipes for this, as not enough items gives it pretty well, and it's a bit boring watching someone else do all the crafting. So what we're doing is the building part. So we put our sieve down. Next block we want is the block gate. So where is it? There it is. You want it to have a 1 block space between the sieve pointing towards the sieve. So place it like that. If you click on one of the sides of it, you'll notice this happens. We don't want that, put it back. Put the rapid item valve above it. Next, put 2 inventory cables next to it. This is because the unique blocks in this mod do not talk to each other directly and they need the cable. No cable, no talking. Next we put our chest there. It doesn't need to be there, it just needs to be somewhere attached to a cable. And then our Steve's Factory Manager underneath, which is where we will program it. Another 2 cables here to house our emitter and receiver. And that is all the blocks for the Auto Sieve. We do need a way to turn it on and off, so we'll quickly craft a lever. And for making it a bit neater, I'm going to grab a little bit of this glass so that we can make a small wall around it, so that when it's sieving things, they're not going to go flying out into our lovely vegetables, or even worse, down the river. So this is quite simple, just sticking some walls around it. This is purely optional. It's totally up to you if you want to do it. Stick the lever on the red one there. I don't want to fall in here, so we'll just stick a bit of glass over there. And put a bit more here so I don't fall in. Now, programming. Well, first let's get the dust in there so it's out of the way. And just realised we've got an input chest, but we don't have anywhere for all of the sift items. So, grab another 2 bits of wood, and we'll make just 1 more chest. So for reference you needed 2 chests, not 1. And there's the second chest. Right. Now programming. Create a trigger, which is that top green arrow. Open it up. Go into connections, redstone controlled. Click on your redstone receiver, and that's done. Next you want a create flow control. Now for this you're looking for on high pulse and on low pulse. Connect them up to the 2 inputs at the top of the flow so that it will go on off, on off. Next we want the emitter, which is our second block next to the lever. This one just connects the emitter to it, go into output and toggle. And that is it. We have now created a redstone clock. You can see it going on and off there, and that's all we need. You can see the power going on and off there. Right, we've still got plenty of time. So, create an input. We want to select that one's lower, that one there, so activate that. And we only want it to pull out dust. We can update this easy enough later on, but for the purposes of this stage, we're only going to be doing dust, as we've not got any of the other blocks being processed. Next, we want to output them, but first, let's move these blocks over, as it's going to get a little bit crowded. Come here. There we go. And we want to send them to the block gate. Remember to set your targets. Some blocks it doesn't matter, some it does. Leave that as blacklist so that it will take anything you give it. the output there to the next stage, and the next part we want is the rapid item valve, and this is what is going to pick up everything that comes flying out. And we want it to be blacklist because we want it to just grab everything. Now, while it's sieving, it's going to be taking a dust and throwing it at the sieve. And we don't want those dusts to be wasted, so we want them thrown back into our starter chest. So whitelist going back into the first chest and output them, but only the dust. If it isn't dust, it's going to bypass this step. Last one is outputting to our second chest, which is where all of the goodies from sieving are going to go. That one we blacklist if we want it to pick up anything possible. Now you can see the clock is working, the dust is going down in the sieve, our dust is being used in the chest, and we have got automatic sieving. You can leave this on quite happily all on its own and it will work away. When you log out and log back in again, you need to remember to turn it back on again though. Right, the only thing you really need to do now for this is supply it with some dust. Let's get rid of these things, only needed them for the quest. So I'll use my last 2 bone meal, put a bit of repair on my shovel, and all that's left is to go and mine some more dust. You can see that's filling up quite nicely. That mountain of dust there is calling out to be harvested, so I hope you found this useful.